It's streaming time. I kind of want to go swimming, but the weather report says it will be raining in the afternoon. So I've decided to make this a video day and trust that the weather will be nicer and probably Monday. Fingers crossed I can go swimming again. But I got swimming first time already, got red skin, sunburned. Not nice. Not nice. But I have to say, it was beautiful. I did not get a cold. My body was not very sore. I did not feel energyless. I could swim twice, a proper round, and I was e-biking for like about 1.5 hours altogether. I did take breaks, and I think, yeah, I think it's okay every once in a while for now, but I feel my body is still in suffering state. It's a little overwhelmed because the fever kind of, yeah, brought the surgery trauma very much in my body. So really feel like just fresh from a rape. And also thyroid, immune system, and then low energy from like still 1 month of fever brings you in a weak state. Like I had a doctor, she yelled at me basically for the fever was low, and I was like, yeah, good gracious, it was low because I really worked on it to not get worse, but it was already too much, more weakened burn. And she was like, that's not fever, but like it is fever. Like that just has just a different description. It's still fever. And there's the doctors on the countryside in Austria that you get in 2026. So it's not very up to the standard. So, anyways, I bought so many cute things in the last year because I could not get out. I started online shopping so much because normally I'm not like that. I don't shop a lot. I just shop for seasons, get a new cardigan, a new dress. So, and then I did probably declutter in autumn because I was so much in my house. I finally did that again, and it's now slowly selling on Sellpy. That is an online store. You get little plastic bags. You fill that. It is €4 for 3 bags, 3 big bags, and that also covers the shipping costs. It is in Germany, so I filled those. I brought it to the post, and now they sorted it. They put that online. Just they automatically do that, and now they get it. They like it's slowly selling, and every once in a while I get a notice. I think it was 10 or 12 items that they kept online, and a lot of the other things they also let go, so that goes into recycling. um but for me, I can still maybe get a little bit of money because there are fees that they keep obviously for their service. But there still might be a little bit of money coming, just €10 maybe. I don't know, but I'm not extra burn, and I just kind of want the €4 back because then would be a good deal. And I think I nearly covered now I think 5 items sold, and now that should finally nearly cover the costs for putting all of that online and sorting and all. So if I sell 2 more, I'm in the plus, and then I need probably 1 more, and then I'm even. My investment would be even. So I'm a little bit interested. I'm trying this first time. If it sells, and I think it does not, it stays in the online store, in the online place, for a long time. Like it's not just 2 months and then it's gone. Because there are secondhand marketplaces, they only have 1 month and then you need to renew and then 1 month more. They are online for long. And so, yeah, I hope it will cover the costs. And it was, for me, it was like zero effort. I just tried it. And I'm not doing this yearly. So I think every, yeah, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 years, I'm probably decluttering. So I think it's like about 6 years or so. I feel like, oh, my wardrobe changed. Oh, I will be let going of the things, and I'm also in the process of moving. So Yeah, I really love the option to sell, because I could still get plus. So I'm hoping I can get 20 euros or so for the old clothes. That would be fun. And then just covers one summer dress that I got new. But well, it's better than nothing. And people buy. That's cool. That people buy. And they are very simple style of pictures. Like they are not very fancy, there's not something specific, they're just put on this little doll and then they get a photo and then that's online. Because I know that from Winter they gave, like in 2010, they gave all the good advice for good pictures, and I didn't bother. I just put my things on there, and then I just was so annoyed because it just stayed in my closet for all the time. I had this old clothes bag, and I didn't really have the space because I had no attic, and it was so annoying. And now I can ship that, but I need to see if the costs will be covered. I think yeah, I will just right now I'm just probably investment is 5 euros altogether. But if just two more, three more little clothes sell, I'm plus. And that would be fun. But I could also just bring it to secondhand stores. But I know that they are quite overcrowded. And also I was interested if this is how this is working and if I will get money. And also I could just give it to the post and did not need to bring it to the secondhand store. And people, yeah, they can buy that. It's not going into a trash can, but like some of it did, like some of it that I did not expect, I did not keep, which is cool. I'm just interested. And yeah, I bought so many new things when I was resting in my home for all of autumn, winter, and now because of the fever, spring too. Because I was ready to start, and the fever was just no, you're not. And to this day, I can like it's not for weeks. I can finally manage the everyday household things. I have energy for cooking, cleaning, washing myself too, and for a little while, like 4 weeks of being all alone and overwhelmed state, and then fever and the energy loss, and then um. I've never had fever in my adult life, so I really did not handle it well. And just I think the overwhelm of a whole year crumbled in, and I have no thyroid. I don't know how my immune system is doing. I've boosted it. I helped myself, so I've really rested. I got infrared light lamp. I got all the helpers, and now I don't think it is constantly getting into less energy. I think I'm not using a lot of energy. That's what I'm doing purposefully. So I'm I'm in meditative state because I feel like it is replenishing, and I am a little bit inspiration state. I feel that is replenishing, and I am cooking just little things, not special meals, because yeah, that's that's all I need. That's all I need. And I finally gave in to the boredom, and I started enjoying it. I'm now into boredom. It's just fun to just, I don't know, hang out with myself. No agenda, no idea when this is gonna stop. Also, my body is shifting. I feel deep gratitude from my body to my brain for resting, because I've really not been out a lot. I've really not been out a lot since autumn, and my body loves it. I love it. I love my little home area, my little yeah, cozy cave. It is also the a room of my childhood, like I said, my grandparents' old flat, and I have lots of fond memories from memory and playing and eating cake and learning to cook and all of these cute things. So I don't know. It's a very restful phase, and my nervous system never had that because I lived in the city and all. So I really feel like it's a deep reset. Like, and I feel like I really focused on landing more closer to the body because I was in freeze for so long after this very bad surgery. And now I know it does cost my body energy to deal with the trauma and the connection and the grounding, and I'm fine. I'm surfing the waves. I'm surfing the waves. And I learned to, if I feel tired, I'm gonna go rest. So I'm already, I don't need to fight with my brain for more rest. I'm just noticing it, and then I go rest. And I put my tablet on, and I'm gonna watch a cute little movie or series or whatever. I've really watched things I've never watched because normally I just want entertainment, but right now I just want something relaxing because relaxing helps me with the book boredom. If I'm more stimulated with something that interests me, I'm definitely getting into doing, and then I lose the energy again. So I'm pretty sure it's not my thyroid because it did go well before this, the fever. So for a year, I really felt like I'm not super tired. I did notice the freeze. I just kept calm and breathing through it because it's not like unnatural that like something happens and brings you into freeze state. But I see that my body was definitely overwhelmed and also a little bit isolated. Like I think the isolation did trigger the fever in a way. Yeah, it brought me into sadness and a little bit more grief than I could hold for a while. Also because of the war, I was so disappointed. Yeah, we had really cool projects in Lebanon and all, and I was afraid that this could end like in Palestine. And on an emotional level, you know, my brain was like, they will not do this. They will not do this because it's not Palestine. They will not do this. They will not kill all of the beautiful children now. And they didn't, so it did get more calm. So I'm happy about it too. It did really affect me deeply. That sometimes things happens in the world that I cannot handle, and normally I'm just retreating into nature and making my peace with the state of not being able to control that, even though I want to. But I think that did also help, that the emotional process. It's good, and I was a little bit counting the projects that could maybe go on and how this would help also disabled kids and it's a lovely region. Like it's Levantine. That's the area is Levantine altogether. And that is actually not European area. Like lots of ancestral connection, Italian roots, like lots big place for and like ancient for trading and all. So there are not only foreigners, you know. Lots of Europeans live in Jerusalem, Israel, you know, all of these fancy places, as well as Palestine, Lebanon, all of these areas, Jordan. That's not very foreign to my heart. So, and I'm a very global person. I know many people, I know many projects, I know many truths. So I was a little bit, yeah, hurting inside because I did also hurt with the other wars for quite a while, and then I started getting really angry. But the first reaction from myself to war that that I well is grief state, and then it switches into anger. It's just like with loss, because it is actual loss. Yeah, and I'm an NGO manager by heart, so I see my projects crumble to dust, and the investments and all of the clients that cannot be helped. And for example, in Ukraine, you don't know if you can ever help again because the actual help that they need is probably not available anymore. And Palestine, this is not great for Israeli people. I think Lebanon might maybe recover. I have big hopes. Also Iranians, but I don't have really much NGO projects over there because of the rebels and all of that, so we don't really fund that in a big way. Also politically it's not very wise. But I feel better knowing that the worst for now has stopped, and I was definitely in a big nightmare fever state, so I've really dreamt the worst things, and it did not happen. And that's probably why I need so much emotional energy, because I had really bad nightmares, and I had to face situations that my mind has never make up, because my mind is not mean to me and is trained to for calm and meditation and focus. I'm not getting into the deep dark bubble of worst case scenarios, but my fever helped me for that, so I'm still, yeah, healing my shocked self from all the nightmares. It was really bad. It was really bad. And I don't think that's very abnormal, cause yeah, a big fever phase after an exhausting year, after a really bad surgery and overall medical bad experience. Um, it's just the body recovering and taking what it needs, which is rest and nutrition and dealing with my emotions. Because I couldn't for a year, so that was like stuck. And yeah, it wasn't frozen, but it was like for later, and now all of that baggage comes into. But it's just a year. I had phases in my life where I was not really feeling my emotions for years because I didn't know how to. But I learned my ways to connect to my emotions, and that helps me and brings me more into flow and happiness. So yeah, that's just a little health chat today, because that's also why I'm filming that much. I probably will not be filming every day in the future, because yeah, I had bad health and I needed to rest, and I also was a little bit preparing to hold space with the Reiki. So I was thinking about how do I hop online, for example, for a call, because I live on the countryside and people might like to book online in last minute, because I need a little bit more time to go to a city for meeting in a Reiki room. So we can always do Reiki remote too, and also online. So I was a little bit training and preparing this, how overcoming the blocks around social media and being on a camera and talking, and yeah, learn to fill videos for hours. I think 1.5 hours is my max at the moment. Then I'm starting to get very uninterested, because I really don't know many spaces that ever, if it's not a course and a PowerPoint, if it's just an online meeting, and it's mostly 90 minutes, and then you wind it down and it's done. So I've overcame all of the blocks, and I feel like now I'm very used to that. It's part of my routine. And it's probably not something just like the Instagram pictures. I just sometimes feel like posting, and I do forget about social media a little bit in the everyday. Uh, I know. I think about it. So I really don't mind putting something online, and I also don't mind showing up there. But it's also not really private. What you're seeing is that, just like with YouTube vlogs, it's just me hopping online and sharing this part of me. But obviously, it's still not. You're not my roommate, but you are my favorite neighbor. So that's a little different. um, and I don't mind it anymore. I can hop on. I start to get in the flow state even sometimes when I'm chatting. I'm very passionate about all the things that I'm sharing, like healthiness and little medical benefits, getting more spiritual routine to help with disciplining the mind and all of that. That's something that really works in my life. So I love sharing about it. And now I really have the great option to do all of the YouTube lives, because that does always record for me. So I can record and go live. And before that, I was live and I did extra recordings, and actually always wanted to just hop on and do this in one take, and I'm good. But I do sometimes make YouTube videos if I feel inspiration. I do that, and I do that a little bit for followers too. Honestly, I'm not only sharing about spiritual things, because I really want people to be from all of the areas in life, because this is for everybody. There's little nuggets of wisdom that you can find on my page, and also the relaxation is definitely for everybody. And yeah. Hmm. I will be drawing a card. This is the Rose Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. Rebecca Campbell's Oracle decks that I have, the Healing Waters and the Rose Oracle deck. They are one of my favorites because they have really deep messages for people, and I feel they are very feminine and beautiful. So I do this on more flowy days. I feel more feminine. This is health. The card says health. It's a little bit of an older woman, a little older goddess, holding a younger one, surrounded by light and flowers and glitter. A little crown I see. Flower crown. Yeah. Beautiful. Health is always lovely. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community. I've never got these cards. I'm curious what it says. Ow. I see clouds, but I don't see rain. I'm curious too if this will be rainy or if I could have gone swimming. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community when times are turbulent. To keep ourselves steady, we need something to hold on to. When things are crumbling around us, we must find something we can count on that won't budge. Deep roots to hold us steady when the winds of change come blowing. A supportive community around us. When we leave home, we must find something to hold us. When our lover leaves, we must find something to hold us. When a job ends, we must find something to hold us. When our parents die, we must find something to hold us. When we think there's nothing holding us, it's an invitation to find new supportive ground. This is where we can discover the sureness of the soil, the holding of the roots, and reach out to our community for extra holding. We were never meant to grow on this earth alone. Sometimes life rips from us what we cling to the most. Or perhaps we cling to it for we can feel the cycles of change coming. Yet in the darkness of our longest, darkest nights, we discover that it's in the empty spaces that we can be reached and held the most. It's in these that we discover a holding that we didn't know before, and we discover that what we thought was a tomb is actually a room. You're being called to trust that the Great Mother has got you, to trust in the sureness of her soil, to trust the process of what's unfolding, and that you're not going through this alone. The soul inquiry questions is how can you call in more support in your life? What's holding you right now? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it is about. So it is definitely also about groundedness, safety, and being strong for yourself, holding your own space together. I'm not always great at it. Sometimes I get a little bit lost in my own life. Honestly, that happens. but I have little routines that hold me. And for example, I feel held in my favorite couch niche with my favorite cuddle pillow. I probably also buy this weight planky because people say they have good results with it. It does help with anxiety and all of the good things. So yeah, that's what I love. I'm getting another deck. I feel like Oracle card today because I really want to go swimming and now a little bit wanting inspiration to do something with this day. But I'm staying in relaxation. I'm not Miss Super busy now. Because I think I might be over it, you know, a few more weeks. I feel I might be back to my normal, but I look in the old pictures from, for example, Christmas, and I see in my face more than just this tired look that I'm having for me. I see more like this vivid aliveness and all of the processes and the emotions and just the normal busyness of my normal day because I have a very busy mind. And but now I'm just so knackered out. I'm literally so, wow, this was so exhausting. Please, everybody, stay away. I live with my infrared light lamp and my online YouTube community and just go, guys. I cannot be bothered. Keep the drama. Tell me later. So I actually found out that my mom had knee surgery and nobody told me, which I'm glad because it's nice if you don't need to worry and it's done and you know it went well and like I think it might be better. Feel that with all the new surgeries, like my mom already had knee problems for a while, so I think they are real good. And yeah, I'm positive. I think it will be well. She already managed to go bicycling again with my father. I think she will be good. Obviously, it's not very nice surgery, but she looks better than me right now. So, but it was not an organ too. So the Healing Waters Oracle deck, also by Rebecca Campbell. I don't really love her recent content, but normally she was very professional. If you want professional, feminine guidance and inspiration, one of my favorite teachers is from the Magdalene Rose Temple, that is now the Isis Temple. And I forgot her name now, but I've sat with her in a lot of free meditations. And she has such a professional way of holding space. It's always the little same bubble, but she has specific informations about, for example, archetypes that she shares. And everything that she shares is not woo, but it is like spiritual knowledge. So there's a little difference. Like there's spiritual tradition that is sister, and then there is like the more esoteric, which is artful, but you can get lost. For me, I get lost in it. I don't find the ground, and I'm a Capricorn. I love the grounding, and for me, it's a very grounded, rosy, feminine, flowy person. I like her content a lot. So this is the Well Maidens: kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. Isn't it so beautiful? Like, look at those cards. They're so pretty. Like a little wombs sign under there. There's the Labyrinth of Knossos, which is a womb temple. Originally, this is Avalon. This is the womb maidens holding the space for the womb magic in nature place. This is another well maiden blessing the space. I'm gonna draw one more card because I'm feeling it. Oh. Let it go. Release the past, forgive, soften, and move forward. Oh, pretty. That's me. That's me. That will be the card of my month. Because I want to be out of here, but people are clingy. But I'm going. Let it go. Release the past, forgive, soften, and move forward. I don't need to read that because that's easy. She does really nicely explain what would cost me, I feel. I always get it. I have other cards that are a little bit less known. They sometimes have very broad descriptions, which you can get nearly lost in. It's just how broad they are. But they are very specific and short, just lovely. And I can read that out on a little sound healing video. I appreciate it. So the Well Maidens, we're gonna read that. The Well Maidens. Kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. Throughout history, there have been people who have tended to and protected our life-giving wells. In the lands of what is today the United Kingdom and Europe, many of these sacred wells were named after goddesses, including Bridget, Danu, Solis, and Anu. Before they were absorbed by Christianity. If you see these wells, you may feel the wisdom of these ancient peoples echoing on in these waters, which remain protected. The Elucidation is an old poem that tells of guardians who fulfilled this holy role across the land. A greedy king and his men violated the well maidens, the guardians of the kingdom's wells, and took more than they needed. They ignored the sacred contract of respecting the well maidens and the waters of the sacred wells, and as a result the kingdom became desolate and barren. The well maidens are the keepers of harmony and balance. They respect the sacred waters, and as a result they give plenty. They deliver a message about the importance of these qualities in the way we treat ourselves, others, and the nature that sustains and supports us. They remind us to slow down and offer kindness and respect to others, the earth, and ourselves each and every day. How can you offer kindness and respect to yourself, the earth, and others today? The Elucidation is the poem, in case you also want to Google that, because I've never also had that card before, and I love all these old stories. And I don't know if that is Celtic, but Elucidation is very British name. So I think it might be a Celtic old traditional story. I really like the mythology of the Celtic Isles because they are not so slaughterous, because they've not had these kingdoms. The Celtics, they've not had these endangered kingdoms. I know there were battles sometimes, but it was not so much so brutal. Like Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology is very brutal, and I don't find it relaxing, even though I find it entertaining, especially in a Hollywood blockbuster. I, like many people, feel very entertained because we all kind of know the stories and we like the people. Like Hercule is their favorite. Like so many people like his personality that is described, and they kind of, you never can perform him in a wrong way. Or like Aphrodite, and like she's the beautiful one, but she's also a tricky one. And there's so many favorites, just like Cleopatra will forever be people's favorite because they loved her. I'm pretty sure people liked her a lot. Like Caesar is an interesting figure that is not so liked, interestingly, but just he's always in the movies too. So they are just very well known. And one goddess that I resonate because of the organic and the grounding is Demeter. She is the goddess of nature's bounty for me, and the I don't know what specifically the current description is mostly, but she is for harvest, a harvest goddess. There are many for, like, one tribe had their own goddesses, for example. So if you would hike around Europe in 2000 before Christ and you would meet people, they would be friendly, they would need to tell you which goddess they have for what. So there would be goddess for water and also for springs, and also for sacred energy high places. They were goddesses, gods and goddesses. Then there would probably be a protectress, protection god or something. So they have their own names and figure. So it's a little bit different with settlers, but they also probably had gods that supported them in settlement, because that's also a thing. Like the Celtic goddess is Elan of the Ways, that I like. She is the protectress of travel, and I love her story. But I probably will not see her lots in the movies because she's not that well known, actually. Many people know more about this old, ancient Greek mythology because it is a little bit more entertaining. It's a little bit unlike Celtic things. Yeah, they are less triggering. They like, for example, I looked up dragons for Celtic tribes, and what you find is like they were definitely dangerous, but they were not really very brutal or like, yeah. I like that to read about that in the everyday though, because I find it very sweet and interesting, and also they are up to date. So, for example, like Egyptian mythology, that's old. If you wanna find that, it is in old books from historians. That's most accurate. But like Greek mythology, I feel like these are stories that are with authors. They always become more and more alive, and and the Celtic ones, they are also alive in this very tiny form of podcasts, of stories around the Celtic Wheel of the Year, and they also celebrate that in public events, and they dress up and all of that. And I do that too now because I've seen it so often online and on Zoom. They did dress up and for the archetype and all, and I think that's so sweet. And then you kind of perform this little celebratory role. For example, I did dress up a little bit like a mermaid for a soundbath video, and I was a little bit, oh, maybe, I don't know if I like it. I've never I had this sea stars or my head and all, but I really like that video. I really like that video. I'm not somebody who loves dressing up. Not even as a kid. I did not want to be dressed up as a mouse, as a queen, as a witch. Like I just kind of wanted to be in my normal clothes. I would probably color my cheeks, but I didn't know. I did not like dressing up. I kind of, I don't know. It was not for me. But with this little storytelling, and it's not theater. I'm just a little bit in the archetype, and then just make this video, for example. Or they did was also video but online in Zoom, and they did meditation, song, poem for the specific Celtic Wheel festival, and I feel very inspired with that kind of work. And like probably I could do music video one day with a song or another, just for YouTube, just nothing that is very professional or 100% great or for money. It's just for fun and playing with the story and telling and playing with the archetype, and also a little bit always creating your own version of the archetype. That's what I'm feeling. Like my mermaid was not very in the ocean. She was just nicely reminding us of the power of the waters. So that's not the traditional mermaid story. But I made it my own, just just Disney. They always take Hercule in Disney. He's not very Hercule. He seems like a stupid idiot, but he's funny. But like that's the Hercule that I like the least. I love the old 80s Hercule a lot because I think he is very portrayed, like a little bit overwhelmed by his powers, but very, very mighty and loved by women. That's him. So yeah, I did read the Greek mythologies when I was in school years. I did not have a laptop in my home for at the time. I got it for studying. I had not my own TV, so I was a little bit more interested in books because I got books and we had books. And my sister actually read all of the Greek mythologies because she's also a very fast reader. And I also did read a little bit about it, so I like those stories. I love listening to podcasts, but today I'm probably gonna watch Merlin. That is a very funny series with like, I don't know, 12 episodes. No, there are actually 4 seasons. So Um, and he's this young person that is trying to hide his magic powers because the king had forbidden the magic. And that's so not the actual Celtic story from Merlin, any Merlin. And like he is living with Arthur, and Arthur is quite an asshole, egoistic, but that's also not his typical description. But like I love it because he is full of wit and entertainment. I might watch that today. I think that will be my bored afternoon because it's not raining now, guys. I could maybe have been swimming in the lake today. But anyhow, it's nicer just staying in and not being biking away from the rain and having a little bit more rest. It's always good for my little weekend fever, non-fever, post-fever body. So yeah, I'm gonna go watch a movie probably. I make pizza. Yesterday I made the dough. That is the alarm. Do you hear that? We have that every Saturday. They're trying to see if it's working for the fire brigade. But I hate it. It reminds me of the war. And why can they not just try this every month? Because they really don't need to believe that this is not working every week. Wait, what is that stuff? Like that's so weird. People are very weird in Austria. It was a nice country once, but it's not anymore. The best people, they were the old people like my grandma, and all the other ones, they are bullshit. I don't like them. I don't hang out with Austrians a lot. I'm very picky. I mostly have crowds online that I like, and people who are not very Austrian that I like, but they are from Austria. But like me, I'm not very Austrian. I have my own mind. Like I'm not a country, and I'm not from a country. I'm just here now, basically. I need to move, guys. Pray for me. Please pray for me. Yeah, so that was it. I thought I'm gonna film a little bit longer today, but I feel complete. We did chat about this. I've read it, and its elucidation is the poem about this well made. In case you wanna look it up again, and like for example, we also have in Austria. We also have is we don't call it really sacred wells. What we call is high energy potency areas, like because that's how long the Celtics are gone, and the tradition has not persevered in Austria. Sadly, that seems to be a thing for spiritual tribe because the church did forbid nature religion, but that was like 1600. But I know, like my grandma was super knowledgeable about nature, and like we always celebrated solstices, so it did not fully got diminished. Um, so um, I don't think I need to be sad about it. But I feel definitely inspiration from the UK. It's always very warm and nice stories that are mostly on the podcasts, like little folksy, children friendly, going along, little wisdom around using the energies of the changing seasons with the Celtic Wheel of the Year. Um, I just recently asked AI to make me a little picture of it, and I probably need to print that. I will be doing that onto my folder for printing later when I moved, because I don't know how much space I will be having on my little new walls, because I have a little bit of a more room on in here with my old grandparents house. So I don't know how I always, if I move, I always feel into the room, and I really stopped planning for new homes, even though I have my favorite furniture that I like. But right now, I need to let my couch go. My old bed will probably not be able to work because I moved 5 times with it. So I had this IKEA bed and I opened and closed the nails and all 5 times. I don't think this wants to be used one more time. So there are a little bit of, I feel like this is renewal phase with this move. And I love keeping, like I love keeping my furniture quite long, and I still have cutlery from when I studied, and like I don't just throw things away all the time, because yeah, I love just having the similar things around me. I have a really cute little dinner table that I found in a secondhand store that was like very nice, refurbished and all. It had a little silver crown on it. It's just a mini dining table that I never use because I don't love dining tables. I love to eat at the couch because I could never do that as a kid. So it's my happy place to watch the movie and eat. But it's a pretty little table. I miss it. I want it. I wanna find a nice place. Maybe I can make this my altar table because the size would be beautiful. I don't know if I will ever buy a dining table. I don't know. Because I can just have the dining area and in the living room. Well, why not? That's just cozy. So I can just use this little table, and that would be pretty altar and big because I have different topics, and I personally found that I prefer having my little altar items and subjects and in a close corner or area, and that was really helpful because I also think gathering energy over there, making it a little sacred area, and then the prayerfulness. I could also put a little chair there, cozy. Like I don't need to constantly sit on a cushion. I can just comfortably have a little chair, and maybe a few books for inspiration there. Just a little nice cozy corner for the altar. I'm definitely gonna do ancestor altar and elements, and then I probably update it to whatever I feel. Like I might do a little honoring the feminine in me and thanking her because I've neglected her a lot when I was a student in my 20s, you know. Did not it was so much sometimes, so I had no time to be flowy in a feminine state. Like what is that? But I kind of feel like that. I might make a little clay art around it and then just putting it online. I just also made a little earth symbol that I like a lot that is super Reiki for me. I'm gonna bring it. There is no sign of rain. The weather lied to me. This is my little earth art that I made. Those are clouds. Because I looked up a little symbol for earth and it was all like a little bit too, yeah, too less earth and too much goddess. And I just wanted the earth because I'm sending peace, energy, and Reiki to it. So I need a little symbol on my altar, obviously. And I'm currently painting it with my nail polishers because I have the most colors that I like with my nail polish, and I don't currently have so many like watercolor or I don't know where it is, and it's nice and glowy, and I spray paint it after with glow. And I just have this also on the altar that also I think that goes with the elements, or maybe put that on on the floor. I actually love vases on the floor currently. That's a thing for me. That's pretty, and also yeah, I can sit at a cushion, see it. I'm all excited to recreate my new home, and fresh and new start, and in my favorite city and close to the lake, and finding inspiration. Last time I had a very light filled flight because they had lots of windows, and I liked the floors and all, and but I kind of did not like that there was a bike route exactly next to my balcony, because that was more crowded actually than normal traffic is, because people stroll around a lot. So I did not hang out lots on my balcony, even though I tried a little balcony gardening, and I was so good one summer, and then I had to leave all summer for work, and all of my little flowers were gone. And I was so proud because I love sowing my flowers. Like I do white flowers, and like I currently had cornflowers and little poppies and all. And I tried violets that did not want to grow, but the AI says it might needs freezing and then grows next year. I'm probably trying it again. For syrup, I don't want to go harvesting for hours for like syrup. Um, so yeah, I love sewing it, and then it's growing and putting it into little um, beautiful little planters, and then it grows and it's beautiful for 1 month or so, and then it's just grass. But I have fun with the sewing and planting and growing process. It's a tiny little garden, and it's not like an actual garden with vegetables. It's just a few flowers that grow, and they don't need anything from me, just like little water, and they are very beautiful. I love them. I'm somebody who loves seed bombs. We have that in Austria. You can buy this. They are round, and there's like earth and seeds in there. You can just throw that in an area, and then there will be butterfly friendly and bee friendly flowers blossoming. They are still available. Kids love them. Like, obviously you might not do that for your neighbor's garden, but like, yeah, can just maybe leave that at a place close to a river or somewhere, and they people will be very confused why there are sunflowers now because somebody pumped it with flower seeds. Yeah, and that's cute. That's cute. I had one, and then I just used it on my balcony. I cut it up. But not all the seeds are always growing. This little seed papers. I don't know if you know them. Recycled paper and then seeds in the paper. I never had that growing. It did not grow. And that's what I don't like. So I probably will not buy this again. And I did also sow kale in the spring, which also grew that great that it could not grow anymore because all of the little plants, they were getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I would have needed a garden. That's how good it went. So I definitely keep those seeds for another time, hopefully getting a little kale garden someday, because I love kale, and you cannot buy it fresh, and I just have one supermarket that has it frozen. So it would be lovely have that around, because just cutting it up in a salad is nice. Vitamin C, very potent, but lovely flavor. Like sauerkraut, for example, that is like very intensely healthy taste, but like little fresh kale cut up is, yeah, it's leafy greens is nice. And then putting it into my smoothie and into my juicer, that gives me a great energy boost. Like I really stomach that kale thing well. Yeah, that's it for me, guys. We got up to an hour nearly. I'm gonna go watch a movie. I kind of regret not having gone to swimming because it could have, but it's only lunchtime, so I might still be coming. Yeah, it is too far. I need an hour with the e-bike to go there and back, so kind of don't want to mess with the weather, and also I'm not very fit, so I don't want to be showered in the cold rain. But I think Monday might be next chance. It's just 2 more days, so fingers crossed that this is gonna look great on Monday. And anything else? Anything else, guys? I don't know. What is. I forgot. I actually wanted to keep the card that I got out for inspiration. Let It Go is my card. There's another card. Like, I just love, like many people, I made my own little holder. I don't have it right here. For oracle cards. And then I just have this standing in my house for a little reminder and inspiration. For example, you can also put that on the altar. Like, you don't need to pray to it. Or if you want to, you can use it for prayer. Like, those are deep cards. Letting go prayer. Right? Why not? But I also just have this in a little cupboard for inspiration and connecting to the theme. And sometimes it works in a big way, and sometimes I forget about it. So it's fine. It's not strict. It's just a little routine and inspiration flowing. It's not like dedicated ceremonial high priest face at all. It's just a normal spiritual person being creative and inspired by oracle decks. I actually made a little deck for the 12 Smoky Nights. That is in Austria a favorite time of cleansing and smudging the home. Also cleansing properly, but with cleaning before them, and smudging during them. And it's the time between Christmas and the three Holy King Day. And you can use that in multiple ways, and I did. And there are lots of very good from coaches and spiritual people newsletter and group programs how to use the energies and just matching. And the topic is letting go and little appreciation and inspiration. And I actually have a little calendar with herbs for the herb burner for every day, and it's a busy time for me because I'm doing lots of practices and like planning for the year and setting themes and all. And then the first week and then second week I'm more like relaxation, meditation, flow, inspiration, little readjustment. And then I mostly stop also doing email programs, for example. So I stop booking them because I have the little calendar and have a few books that guide me through it. And I always do just not pushy every day anymore, just like when I feel inspired and overall doing my little New Year's routine that I like the most. And this is in the 12 Smoky Nights, so it's called Rau Nächte, Smoky Nights in Austria, in the Alps overall. Also Germany has a little bit of that going, but it's mostly Alpine tradition. And I made a little 12 card deck for people as inspiration, so they can go with the deck or they can draw cards. So they can either use 1, 2, 3, 4 until the 12th day of the Rauhnächte, Smoky Nights, or they can just draw cards, and all of them have good impulses around the time and preparation for the next year that I feel are inspirational. And it was very fun to make. It was very fun to make, and I might a little bit readjust pictures because I found the AI really gets me, and I might just a little bit shift it and rearrange it. But yeah, it's fun making those. It's really fun because you have your little message and you don't need to just write it in a book. You can just use that for inspiration, and people, mostly cards are 30 to 50 different decks, but sometimes it's just 20. And mine is a little tiny deck with 12 that comes with the little booklet for the 12 Smoky Nights, because I did find that many people, they did not know about it, because obviously it is Alpine tradition, but they've not used it, but they can use it because it's not, you don't need a mountain farm in 1800 to perform like little inspiration and smudging ritual around the house. and it's a very deep rejuvenation time. If you want it like that, you can use it. Like other people, they'll do a little fortune telling, which is very cute. They use the 12 days for January to December, and every night they try to remember their dreams, and then they see what, for example, first night January is holding, second night February might be bringing. So people sometimes like that. I don't like that. I get super lost. That's very esoteric for me, and I really think it's inspirational. Like I have a few little Facebook groups where people share their little insights, and that's sweet. And I think it's interesting that people sometimes they have fun making sense of their dreams and all that. But I personally, I just feel my subconscious working, and I don't think that I would be dreaming about January. And like, yeah, no. Also, I kind of don't want to know what January is bringing. I just want to know what should I do for the next year to stay aligned on my path. I've little prayerfulness around that to find the inspiration, the right focus, the practice, and then preparing a little bit. So also planning out little vacations, concerts at that time, because mostly at that time most concerts for the next 6 months are out, for example. So that would be fun. Yeah, that's it. I don't know why it came up now. Because it's super warm. Ah, maybe people are from another the southern hemisphere. You can do that now. Why? What's the? Yeah, you can just do that. Like it's a winter ritual actually, but you can just also like you can just do it in December. That's much better. That's much better because it's New Year, and things start anew around New Year because we all have the same timetable because it makes more sense in a global world. And but you could do little New Year's ritual, but you don't need to. But if you go with nature rhythm, you can. You can still. There are every day has a different topic. If you want to, you can Google it. For me, it's a deep reset and letting go phase, and then it's a little bit. I'm using it for manifesting. I'm making Pinterest boards. I'm making up my dream year, and I'm a little prayerful around it, and with gratitude lists and all for the last year, and a little bit manifestation list for the next year. So I have fun with it. I flow with it, and I'm getting. And the first time I was a little bit lost with it. I did not know how to use it, and then I learned to use it for planning and manifestation. And because I don't do the dream work, I get lost. I also often don't remember my dreams, just if they were very intense. Mostly, I'm trying to rest. I'm not every night sleep is restful. And you can just start maybe 24th of July, going through 6th of August, maybe if you want to. It's a month late because it's not exactly 6 months. You can just start right now because there's not a sacred food festival right now. But you can start with llamas, for example. That is mid of August, I think. No, Lita. When is Lita? Guys, I have no idea. So we had 21st. So Lita is summer solstice. So we had that 21st of June. So that could have been a time where people can do that on the northern hemisphere. For 12 nights, use that for vision telling, manifestation, year planning, letting go, gratitude. That's what I love about. That's what I wrote a little bit, but not very in depth because I think many people they just don't know it and just want to tell them about the ritual and explain and make a little beginner friendly thing. And then you can. I have little. I have made a little post around New Year's, cluttering, journaling, and other inspirations. So I love doing that. It sets the right tone to my year. It's not depressing if the last year was bad, because I'm learning out of the lessons and out of what I could not manage, or what like life did not help me with. I put that onto the next year, or maybe I even journal about it. I could write it on a little paper and then burn it, and then it's gone from me. Like I'm getting better at that. In the beginning it was a little uncomfortable, and now I just internally I let it go and trust that the universe takes care of it, or God, or whatever you want to call it, or Mother Nature is also, or you can give it back to Mother Nature, you can burn it, you can put it into the earth, and then that's good. I love to do little vision boards on Pinterest mostly, and every few years I make a proper nice one on like cardboard, but they are deep. If I print it, it goes a little bit deeper. The work is a little bit insightful and a little bit more in depth, and then it is a process. I don't know how many years though, but it keeps flowing. But I love putting pictures on my walls for inspiration. Do a little Canva collage with topics and what I want to manifest, for example. I made it for my Reiki space, little inspiration, and the root work of what is it about, what do I actually want to not forget it, but also to attract it. You know, if I know what I want, I know what to go for, and the universe, I can magnetize it back to me. That would be lovely too. So that's what I love about the end of the year. Obviously, spring is also a good phase. You can also start that whenever your garden season starts again. You can use the fresh energies of the spring to rise. The Celtics, for example, they end the year with the harvest. So it starts anew before winter. Like with autumn, proper autumn start is sowing, 31st of October in the northern hemisphere. So in the southern hemisphere, you could just do the 12 smoky nights right now. You don't need to do 12 smoky nights. Just traditional, most people do 3 nights smoking, the first, the 6th, and the 12th night or so, approximately. And then there's a little bit of tradition around it that would not be interesting if you're in the southern hemisphere, because it has another tradition. You can still use the ritual, obviously. I just know people don't know it, and I think they might like it because it's a good addition to the year, especially in December and winter and all, because my people are off a lot in December because of the Christmas time and after Christmas time, and then just resting, eating, gathering energy, planning. It's fun, and I'm hoping that this damn winter will pass quickly. That's my truth. I'm not a winter girly, I'm a summer girly. That's what I love most. Okay guys, now we've already covered winter or two, so this is time to stop the recording. See you next time. Bye bye.